Today I am going to explain about constraints. Constraints are the rules and restrictions that are applied on a column or table such that unwanted data cannot be inserted into a table. Suppose if the customer order any item, so there is happening some redundancy. To reduce that redundancy, we are using constraints. So we have different types of constraints: not null constraint and unique and primary key, foreign key, check constraint and default constraints. So first one, not null constraint. This constraint does not allow null values. So it must have a value for every row in a table. So it will not accept null values. And so here I am showing that not null constraint, how it is working. So our database is my database. So to select the database, we are using use keyword. So use my database. So it is automatically selected. So now I'm showing how not null constraint is working on the table. So constraints are used to reduce the redundancy in a table. So we have different types of constraints. In that constraint, not null is one type of constraint. So we can also this constraint during the creation of a table. So create table name. So I'm taking emp and id is an attribute and integer data type. For name column, I'm taking varchar data type. And one more column, I'm taking age. So integer data type. So here we have to use that constraints after data type. So here I am using not null. So just select the query and describe that. Describe employee table. Here we can see that field has ID, name, and age, and type. It indicates data types. So integer, varchar, integer, and so as we see null column. So for ID it shows no. So for age and name it is showing SS. So why? Because ID column does not allow null value. So that's why it is showing no. So just I'm inserting one value. Insert into table name. ID and name, age, values. So I'm giving one. So I'm taking null. So for age column, I'm taking 25. So just you have to select the query, then execute it. So column ID cannot be null. So why? Because we have given that not null constraint for ID column. So it will not accept null values. So here, I have shown that not null constraint. Not null constraint does not allow null values. So we can also give not null constraint to other another column, that is name column. I'm giving not null constraint for name column. So we can also add not null after creation of the table. So here you can see that syntax add not null. So when we have any modifications in a table, we have to use the alter command. So alter table, table name. So modify column name and data type. So I'm adding not null. So here you have to give that syntax to add the not null constraint for the name column. Alter table, table name. So our table name is employee. Modify. So here you have to give the column keyword, and after that you have to give column name. So next, modify column name. So I'm adding not null constraint for the name column. So I'm giving name column. Next, data type. Next, I'm adding not null constraint. So just select the query. So we got 0 errors. Just describe the table. So again, name column also showing no. So that not null constraint does not allow null values. So that is why it is showing. So we can also drop not null constraint by using the alter command. So here we can see that syntax alter table, table name, and modify column. So column name, and we have to give the data type. Alter table, table name, and modify column. So I'm dropping not null constraint for the name column. So here you can see the syntax. Then select the query and execute it. Again, you have to describe that query. So it is showing yes in the null column. So when I have dropped that not null constraint, so it is showing yes in the null column. So in this way, we can also drop and add these not null constraint for the column after creation of the table. So next constraint is unique constraint. So unique constraint does not allow the duplicate values. No two rows can have same values in the column. So we can also use unique constraint for one or more columns. So here I am creating one more table. So create table, table name. So I'm taking different table name, integer data type. So unique constraint does not allow duplicate values. So I'm giving the unique for ID. So name varchar data type. Next I'm taking hire date, date data type. So we got 0 errors. So let me describe that. So describe table name. So we can see that unique constraint has added into the key column for ID. For ID, so the purpose of the unique constraint is it does not allow duplicates. So when we are inserting values into the table, so it is not allowed to, so it won't allow duplicate values. So I'm inserting one value. So insert into table name, ID, and name, hire date, values. So ID I'm taking and name something I'm giving. Next. So hire date in the form of years, months, and days. So again I'm inserting the record with same ID. So just execute the query. So it is showing uh, one error that is duplicate entry 1 for key employee ID. So we have given that unique constraint for the ID column. So and also we can also add unique constraint after creation of the table. So then I'm giving the unique constraint for the name column. So we can see the syntax that adding the unique constraint after the creation, alter table name, and add unique of column name. Alter table name, add unique for I'm giving unique for name column. So just to have to select the query, then execute that query. So describe table name. So that so unique key has added to the name column also. So we can also drop the unique keys. So alter table by using alter command, alter table name, and drop constraint column name. Alter table name. So drop constraint. So here we have syntax drop constraint column name. So column name is I'm dropping the unique key for name. So drop constraint into name column. So just select the query and execute that. So we got 0 errors. Again, you have to describe the table name. So it has dropped so unique key does not allow duplicates. No two rows can have same values in a column. So and also we can also add and drop the constraints after creation of the table. So next one is primary key. Primary key is used to uniquely identify the records in a table. So the purpose of the unique and primary both are same, but unique key can have the table can have multiple unique keys, but primary and the table can have only one. The table can has only one primary key. We can also use unique key along with the primary key in the table. So next one, primary key. I'm showing how to create the primary key for the table. So create table name. So I'm taking orders table, order ID, integer data type. We have to define the constraints after the column names. Primary key and name something order item. So I'm taking order item. We have to give the call varchar data type. Next, I'm taking order date data type. So just execute that query. So let us describe that orders table. So the primary key has added to the key field for the order ID column. So the primary key is used to does not allow the duplicate values. So same as a unique key. So but table can have only one primary key, and table can have multiple unique keys, and we can also use unique key with the unique key along with the primary keys. We can also drop that primary key out. Just test the primary key. Insert into table name, orders, order ID, next order item, next order date. So I'm giving the values. So one order item, I'm taking laptop. Next, I'm taking order date something I'm giving 2020 something. So you can give any order date. So when we have an application, when we are developing the application, so we have to give that correct values. So I'm taking second record also with ID 1. Next, I'm taking mouse order item. So order date is different. I'm giving. So here I'm inserting two records. To see that duplicate entry, one for key, orders dot primary. So it does not primary key does not allow duplicates. So it does not allow with same ID. So to reduce this redundancy, we are using constraints. So we can also drop primary keys. So here we can see the syntax: alter table name, drop primary key. Just give that syntax: alter table name, drop primary. So just describe the table name. So see that key column has no primary keys. So we have deleted that primary key. So that is why so it is not showing that primary key. And we can also add primary keys for columns. Alter table name, add constraint primary key and column name. Alter table name. So again I am adding primary key to the column, order ID. So add constraint primary key. And I want to add a primary key to the order ID. So I am giving column name order ID. So here we have a letter constraint. Just select the query and execute that. Then again you have to describe the orders table. So again it has added primary key has added to the order ID column. So in this way we can also add and drop primary keys to the table. So next one, foreign key. So foreign key is an attribute which establishes the relationship between two tables. The foreign key is a field or collection of fields in a table that refers to the foreign key in another table. So to creating the foreign keys, we need two or more tables. So we have to create two or more tables to refer to the primary key. So here I am creating student and certificate table. Create table student and I'm taking the column ID, integer data type and primary key. So when we refer the foreign key to the primary key, the student table must and should be primary. So ID, integer and primary key. So name, I'm taking the student name, varchar data type. So next one, I'm taking age. I'm taking marks. Marks also integer data type. So again, I'm creating second table. So that is the certificate table. Certificate ID. So certificate ID, integer data type, and certificate date. So date data type. So I'm taking the date data type. Date is in the format of years, months, and days. So instead of giving the years, if you given days, it will show the error. So here I have created two tables, student sign and certificate. So I'm creating another table, student details. So certificate log. I'm creating table with the name certificate log. So I'm giving a reference from third table to student and certificate table. I'm giving the reference from certificate log table to student and certificate table. So here I'm taking student ID. So here I did not give in primary key. So I'm adding primary key to the certificate table. Alter table, table name. Add primary key. Add constraint. Primary key and column name. So column name, I'm adding primary key to the certificate ID. Just all 0 errors. So now I'm creating third table, certificate log table. Integer data type. Student ID and the certificate ID. Next one I'm taking certificate date. So we can take certificates on any date, right? So I'm not giving any primary keys to the date. So here I'm referring referring foreign key from third table to the primary keys of the student and the certificate tables. So here I'm referring foreign key of certificate student ID references to the student of student ID. Student of ID. So again, I'm referring foreign key of certificate ID to the certificate of certificate ID. References, certificate of certificate ID. So the purpose of the foreign key is to establish the relationship between two tables. So to create the foreign key, we need two or more tables. So here I have created three tables, student and certificate log. So here I'm showing how we can refer to that primary key. So I'm inserting the values into the student table. So insert into student ID and name marks. values 1 and name something like marks. I'm taking 30. So here I'm inserting 3 records. So if you can possible, you can also insert more records. I'm taking name 40. So if you give single quotes to the numbers, it will treat it as a string. So don't give single quotes and double quotes to the numbers. Next I'm taking age 21. So I'm inserting records into the student table. So next I'm inserting records into the certificate table. Insert into certificate ID and certificate date. Values. The certificate ID I am taking 101 and the certificate date I am taking 20 something 203 4. So 0 errors. So we have given reference from third table to remaining student and certificate table. So again you have to insert records into the certificate log table. Student ID and certificate ID and certificate date. So just to give the values whatever we have given in the student and certificate table. So student ID is 1 and certificate ID is 101. Next certificate date you can give any date. So if it is if the record is insert into the certificate log, so it has referred to that student ID. So if it is the student ID is not in the list, so it is not reference to the primary student ID. So just retrieve the data, select start from certificate log. So it has inserted. So you can take student 2 and taking certificate ID 102. So it is not in the list. So that is so that it is not referred to this IDs. So whatever the records in the list, so for that records it will refer. So otherwise it will not refer to other records. So this is the purpose of the foreign key. Foreign key is used to establish the relationship between two tables. So next one, check constraint. Check constraint is used to limit the range of values. So that can be placed in a column. So it is also we can create as we are creating the unique key. So check constraint is used to limit the range of values. So here I am creating the check constraint, create table. So I'm taking student 1. So ID and then integer data type and name varchar data type. So here I am taking the age integer data type. So I am giving the check constraint to the age. So here you can see that syntax. So age integer data and name. You have to give the constraint and constraint name something student age. I am taking student age. So I am giving the check constraint check person age. So here you have to take the column name. So age. Suppose if we have given greater than or equals to 18. So like we check that result. So here we got an error constraint. Okay, we got 0 errors. If we have insert record below 18 age, so it don't accept. Insert into table name. So you have to give the table name and ID and name next and age. So I'm taking age. So values, I'm inserting values with the ID 1 and the name something Sarah and age I'm giving below 18, so 15. So it should not accept that age 15. So we have given that condition age greater than or equals to 18. So it is below 18. So unknown column age. So here we have to change the table name. So just select the query and execute it. So it is showing check constraint student age is violated. So why? Because we have given that condition age greater than or equals to 18. So it is below 18. So that is why it is not accepting this value. So I'm giving above 18 20. So I'm giving 20. It will accept that. So 0 errors. Retrieve the data. Select star from student 1. So, and we can also drop that check constraint. Alter table name, drop check constraint name. We can also drop that. Alter table name, drop check constraint name. I enter. So what is our constraint name? We have created constraint name with student age. I'm giving the student age. So just execute that query. So check constraint has dropped. So now I'm inserting below 18 age. So I'm inserting 15. Select the query and execute it. So it has inserted. So why? Because I have dropped that check constraint. So next one, default constraint is used to display the default values. So default constraint set the value for a column when no value is specified during the insertion of a new row. So here I'm set the default values while creating the table. So create table, table name. So I'm taking the person. So I'm taking the attributes ID, integer data type, and name, varchar data type. So I'm set the value by default, set the value for the column, that is name column. So next default. So I'm setting the value for the name column. I'm taking person name. Zero errors. So let me describe that. Describe person. So it shows automatically whatever we have set the value by default. It will shows that Rahul name. So we have set that value during the creation of the table. And we can also drop that default value. So you can try that one. So next I'm showing auto increment. So how we can add auto increment to the primary key. So auto increment is used, it allows a unique number to be generated automatically. So when a new row is inserted into a table, so it is often used for the primary key fields. So it is generated automatically, unique numbers. Create table. I'm taking customers table. So I'm taking customer ID, integer data type, primary key. So auto increment often used with the primary keys. So it is auto increment. Next, customer name, varchar data type. So I have created the auto increment for the ID column. So I'm inserting the values. Insert into customers. Just I am inserting customer name and values. So I'm giving the names. Next. So just I'm giving the names for the column. So auto increments generates numbers automatically. So just retrieve the data, select start from customers. So see that IDs are automatically generated by the auto increment. So we have inserted only customer names. So we can also drop auto increment by using the alter command, alter table name. So modify ID column and integer data type. So to drop auto increment, we have to give this command. So these are all about constraints. Constraints are used to reduce the redundancy in a table. Just go through the syntaxes and practice well. If you don't practice, you will forget everything. Okay, thank you so much. Tomorrow I will explain remaining topics.